Hey, shalom everyone, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and welcome to the Daily Drash. Today's Daily Drash is taken from Proverbs chapter 15, starting with verse 28. And I'm going to be reading from the World English Bible. It says, "The heart of the righteous weighs answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes out folly," or gushes out evil, I should say. So the heart of the righteous weighs answers, but the mouth of the wicked gushes out evil. So there's several things at play here. If you read carefully this verse, talking about the mouth of the wicked gushes out evil, it brings the connotation that when somebody asks a question or makes a statement, that the evil person, without even thinking, just gushes out an answer like a water faucet, and without even thinking, without even considering, and they just gush it out. But on the other hand, a righteous person weighs answers. You remember those old balancing scales, or even the old scales at a doctor's office where they had to shift the weight to, find out what your weight is? And, well, it took time. It didn't happen in an instant. It wasn't digital, like you stood on the scale and boom, there was your weight. A balance has to stop rocking back and forth before it equals out, before you can find out, get that balance on the fulcrum. Or when you're standing on the weight machine at the doctor's office, the nurse has to, put that little weight and shift it back and forth until it balances and finds out what your weight is. So it takes time. It's not instantaneous. So this is basically saying that the heart of a righteous person weighs answers. So if somebody asks a righteous person a question, they're not going to give you an answer right off the cuff, right away. And it's hard not to do that in our Western world, in our Western society, because the Western world is so geared to social media and to mass media that we've learned in mass media that you don't want any dead air. Now, that's a radio term, meaning that you don't want any radio silence. You want to keep up a cadence. You want to keep, the rhythm of the conversation or the rhythm of the show or whatever going. You don't want any dead air. You don't want any dead space. So it's kind of an unwritten rule that even if you have to add verbalized pauses or nonsense or sound effects, as long as there's something always going on, then that's okay. And we have taken a cue from that in our daily lives that we feel we've become so uncomfortable with silence that we feel that we have to give an answer right away, that we have to fill that void, that silence, with something. But it says that the heart of a righteous person weighs his answers. He's not afraid of silence, because we've equated silence with ignorance. We've equated silence with somebody not knowing what to say. That's not always true, because a lot of times silence means that you're carefully thinking about what you're going to say. You're carefully choosing your words. You're carefully formulating your sentences. You're carefully weighing what the best answer is for that question. So don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid of a pause or a lull in the conversation, or don't be afraid to take a few minutes before answering somebody a question, especially when it comes to matters of the Bible and the matters of faith. Sometimes we're expected to have an answer right away for an atheist or agnostic or somebody who's of a different religion who asks us something. No, it's okay to be silent and to think about what you're going to say and to weigh your answer. And you know what? It's also okay to say, "Hey, great question. I don't know." That's the most honest answer, is "I don't know." And when you say "I don't know," maybe add to it, "You know what? That's a great question. I don't know. Let me research that. Let me look at that, and I'll get back to you later." But it says the mouth of the wicked gushes out folly, or gushes out evil. I don't know why I want to keep saying folly. I guess because evil is folly. But the mouth of the wicked gushes out evil. In other words, they just say whatever comes to their mind. No, and a lot of times you'll see people in interviews, and you can tell they don't know what they're saying, and they're just kind of BSing their way through a conversation just so that there's no dead air or silence. And then they realize that they know they said something really stupid, and they try to justify it and try to create some verbal acrobatics to make sense of what they just said and act like, "Yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's what I meant all along." And they end up saying lies or saying things that are contradictory or just things that are just totally absurd and ludicrous. And so it says that the mouth of the wicked gushes out evil. We don't want to be like that. We want to be righteous. We want to think about what we say before we say it. Thanks, guys, so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Abraham'sDescendants.com, getting back to the first century in a 21st century way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom. Thanks for watching. Stay connected by subscribing to our other social media accounts and visiting our website at Abraham'sDescendants.com.